Greetings fans, hyperfans, and people just lost looking for videos of cats on YouTube. Back with another Transformers review. A couple of months ago I picked up this really nice set at Toys R Us when it was on special offer. You would recognise this if you've been into Transformers for a while, because that was one of the first classics Optimus Primes. And this is one of those Evolution Then and Now packs where they have packed him up with Evasion Prime, which is how Optimus appeared for a little while in the last live action movie, and was a nod back to G1 fans because it was the flat-nosed truck that everybody expected him to turn into in the first place. Now, I really do not like the movie aesthetic, and there wasn't a lot of reason for me to get this other than that super chromy finish on classic Optimus, but there had been some rumours knocking around that there was going to be an armour upgrade for him and it was going to be worth picking him up, so I did. And a couple of months later I got onto Sir Toys and asked them to send me this. This is the DX9 D04 armour set. As you can tell by all the lights there, it's in a prismatic box. It looks really quite gorgeous on camera, doesn't it? This is to turn that classic Evasion Mode Prime into Power Master Prime. Obviously there's a nod to all the GoBots and other kits that they're coming out with at the moment. There's what's in it. The stats are pretty much ridiculous on that. Everything's a 10 except for speed and fire blast. But that's the box, and you know by now I do not like keeping things in the boxes. If you are a box collector, just a quick warning, it does scratch up and wear down really quickly. So here is what you get in the box. You get an alternate head, a chest plate, wings, new rifles, shoulder cannons, a couple of smokestacks, and feet. Depending on the version you get, he's also bagged up with alternate feet, and then there's a crotch plate as well, which I think was a later planned addition. Now, just when I thought I was going to have to take my movie Prime out of the box to put this on, I looked in the box that Paul had sent, and he had also sent me a KO of Evasion Prime. This is a really nice one, actually. It actually has some proper die-cast in it. And I know a lot of people have been asking whether the kit will work on the KO. He does come with the Megatron shotgun, and it does fire. The instructions it ships with are very cheap. Not only do we have a very simplified version of the transformation on that side, or the deformation, but we got Bumblebee on the other. Let's actually have a look at the kit and what you're supposed to be doing with it. So opening up the clamshell plastic. Now that's definitely far more Power Master than this dreadful thing. So and it's just one screw on the back there, and yeah, one screw on the back there. So give me 1 second and I will swap these over. Now actually, once you've got the head unscrewed, you will see that there's still a ball joint to contend with. But that does pop off pretty easily. And there's a little bit of mold flash in there that makes it look as though that's not going to be quite so easy to get on. I'm going to have to clean that up and do that off of camera. Yeah, there we go. So once you've got the new head on, already he's looking a lot more G1. As a friend of mine pointed out, once you take these shoulder guns and let's see if I can line that up right. There's a tiny little hole on each arm and a tiny little peg there. And if you can... There we go. And I'm just going to take him off the camera to do the other side. And yeah, so actually you have a far more classic looking Prime. The feet are still quite organic, but just get these the right way round. Put one of these onto each side. Once you've got these on, they are really difficult to get off and you really need to pry them, so I'm just going to push these on quite loosely. They're very firm, a very close fit. So far I've not really had any problem putting any of this stuff onto this KO Prime. Let me just adjust the angle. The crotch plate hooks into the hexagonal flight stand port and presses in. That feels quite loose on this guy. The Apex chest armor goes over this little piece on the neck and presses down to clip in. Yeah. I'm going to put that on at the end because it does tend to fall off. And the flight pack has a piece that flips up there, hooks over that bumper and just presses on there. This leaves the smokestacks and the long guns to clip on pretty much wherever you want. Very tight into the fists of this figure. In fact, I'm not going to risk pushing that in there. A little bit of a shame. Let me just pull out one of the smokestacks. And there are holes on the back there to push the smokestacks into. The base figure itself is not holding together fantastically, so I'm going to bite the bullet, open up the official one, transfer all this over, and be right back. Sometimes when you're reviewing third-party stuff in combination with knockoffs, you end up with something called the gold bug effect, which actually has nothing to do with the Transformer of the same name, but it's when one company will make a little bit of a mistake, the next company will make a slightly different mistake, and you end up with the two just being completely incompatible. I mean, you can just about get this armor to work on the KO, but you are going to have to Dremel out holes on these sides a little bit. You're going to have to drill up into Optimus's crotch to make the peg hole just deep enough to take that. On the official one, it looks very cool. That slightly lower crotch plate fixes a lot of the proportion problems that I had with him. He looks great all round. The colour matching is actually pretty good. Only problem being the feet are a slightly different shade of silver, but that's pretty forgivable. Sertoys have also got a black KO of this Optimus, and I think that this armor set would look absolutely glorious on him. I mean, you still have the red of the shoulder pads and the back, but everything else would just tone really nicely, especially with the grey feet. And if you're willing to put the work in, you could do, oh, what's it called? It's Nucleon Power Nemesis Prime in slightly over deluxe, slightly under Voyager class size. Now, the quality of this kit is actually really nice. The plastic on most of the pieces is really cool. The chrome is just gorgeous. Slight misalignment of the blue, but nothing that noticeable. Paint apps, where there are some, are pretty spot on. Detailing works really well with the over-greeble design of the original. Now this is meant to go on the Japanese exclusive G1 Evasion Prime. This one has some difficulties, and if you give me 1 second while I turn him into truck mode, he's got a few issues. If you're going to go for a really G1 look, having those Movieverse flames ain't so good. The lucky thing is that those are just tamper-graphed arms, so pop to your local chemist, pick up a bottle of isopropanol or rubbing alcohol, and those will come right off. So all of those armour pieces do store in truck mode. First of all, let's take those wings, wrap them round the feet. There are little tabs on either side which just hook on there and there. The crotch plate has 2 more tabs for just popping it on. I think it goes that way up. It's not going to fit on the other way, so yep. The chest armour has a rotating centre section and tabs on the side to hold the upper arm armour. And that pops right into the centre there, onto the 2 holes on the feet, holding it all together. And give me 1 sec. And no, it doesn't look like there's anywhere to attach those big cannons, so I guess you could put one in the top, or let's see. Those aren't tagged in at all. It's just rested on there. I mean, I may be missing something really obvious, but as it is, I think that just makes it far too red overall. You know, it has places at least for all the armour, if not the weapons. It's a nice compact little murder truck. And if you're a fan of the Japanese portion of the G1, that robot mode is absolutely gorgeous. So DX9's upgrade kit, I give 7.5 out of 10. I love the half armoured up IDW style bot. I love it in full on God Master Force mode. Bit disappointed with the truck. And as for the KO base figure, I'm probably only going to give him a 6. The black version does look really nice, and I'm sure that that's not going to get an official release outside maybe a Japanese store only exclusive, so that may be worth looking out for. Most of these videos I wind up saying, yes, I love this, go out and get it, or no, it's dreadful, save your money. On this one, take these facts, make a decision. Hopefully next review I will be less on the fence about. If you've got anything to add, comment below. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, remember to hit the share button, and until next time, remember if you're keeping the mint in package, you're not a toy collector, you're a box collector.